in Jeffreys Bay for the International Climate Change Workshop. The workshop will bring together representatives from Germany, South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe, Rwanda, Burkina Faso, Peru, Ecuador and Nicaragua for discussions on how municipalities can safeguard their communities from the potentially devastating impact of climate change. Our reporter Jayed-Leigh Paulse is covering the story for us and she joins us now live. Thanks very much, Jayed-Leigh. Tell us all about it.
Well, it's been a very interesting 2 days here in Jeffreys Bay. And you know, one thing that's come out that's been very interesting is to hear there's several municipalities across the globe putting their minds together in finding solutions to combat global warming and also climate change, but also putting the citizens first. And, you know, one such country that really stood out for me was Rwanda, just listening to one of the municipal officials talking about the different zones and the safe zones that they have in that country to safeguard the communities and the poor communities in the country that are often affected by climate change, often affected by flooding, but also by drought. And I'm just going to rope him in here, Mr. Robert Muyenzi, one of the officials from Rwanda, who, you know, spoke about that very passionately. Now, I know that Rwanda is also one of the countries that is severely affected by climate change, but you guys have also put in similar, things into place to ensure that the communities are also safe when there are natural disasters.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Robert Muyenzi. I'm coming from Rwanda, the southern province in the district of Gisagara. Yeah, our country is called the country of 1,000 hills, meaning that we have many hills, we have the valleys and we have the swamps, that we make use of. So at times we have disasters like any other country in Africa. Some of the disasters that we face are floods, the winds, we have the earthquakes, and then we have the droughts. Yeah. So what we do is that our government is putting in place measures to protect our communities. Some of the measures is to relocate people from high-risk zones. So our government has tried to do the mapping of some safe zones and the high-risk zones. So our community members living in the high-risk zones are helped by our government to shift to the safe zones. There they have the villages. We have the new approach called the villages. We have the model villages. We have exemplary villages where these people are relocated, but the other land remains their property. So these lands are safe from winds, landslides, and flooding. So these people, when they are there, then there is enough land for cultivation. So this helps also in the increase of production. Yeah.
Just in terms of educating communities with regards to, looking after their houses or where they actually build homes, you also told me off camera that you guys have a mobile cinema that goes around educating communities in Rwanda about how to grow crops, but also how to build their homes such that they are not affected by natural disasters.
Yes, the government has come up with different tools to help our communities understand in the easiest way measures to use. Some of them are community meetings, mobilization sessions, but also we have mobile cinemas. The mobile cinemas are like loudspeakers and projectors that we use to attract a bigger number of community members and show them cartoons in regard to disaster prevention. They include planting trees, they include tightening the roofs of the houses, they include digging terraces around the households so there are no floods coming direct to the houses. These are some of the tools that we use to attract a bigger number of community members so they can easily adhere to the changes in regard to preventing disasters.
Now, you spoke about those zones with regards to food production in Rwanda, but when there is a landslide and it affects the crops, in terms of food availability, how does the country, or what does the country do in terms of such crisis?
We are already doing this digging of terraces. When on these hilly areas, we are digging terraces that can reduce the speed of this running water. So on these terraces, we plant trees that can live together with the crops. And then at the same time, these trees can be fed to the animals. So we still make use of this land where we have terraced. So this land remains productive all the time. And now we are approaching the irrigation, the hillside irrigation systems, where we are having water collecting places. We have like artificial dams where we are having enough water to do the irrigation on the hillside, so this land can be productive all the time.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Robert Muyenzi. Very interesting there as well. And I'm sure with sharing these ideologies with several countries, especially with South Africa as well, I'm sure that many of the delegates will take away some very interesting ways and techniques of educating the communities with regards to natural disasters, but also safeguarding them and preventing these natural disasters. And this is all taking place in Jeffreys Bay at their climate, workshop that's currently underway, where we have 100 delegates from 9 different countries discussing robust ways and means to prevent natural disasters, but also solutions to the ever-affecting climate change that we are experiencing across the globe.
Thanks very much, Jayed-Leigh, for that report. That was Jayed-Leigh Paulse reporting from Jeffreys Bay. We're going to go for a quick